Yes, there you go there. That is I Don't Want to Be With Nobody But You by Wendy Matthews. I think from her days when she was with Absent Friends, I think that song was.
It's a great song. It's
yeah.
an absolute classic.
It is a good song. And as we mentioned earlier, Wendy Matthews is going to be one of the feature performers at the Bouddi at Bells event coming up on Sunday the 3rd of November in a few weeks. And to tell us a little bit more about the event, I'm delighted to say that, and a little bit excited as well to say that we have Wendy on the line. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Goodnight Gladesville, Wendy Matthews. Hello, Wendy. Are you there?
Hello, folks.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Wendy?
Hello.
We've got through to you. How are you?
Hello. Good. Thank you.
That's good. So whereabouts are you? You're on tour at the moment, I believe. So you out and about in
Yes.
the country somewhere? Yeah.
I got in a few hours ago to my place on the North Coast, but I leave tomorrow evening for Melbourne for the week. So,
Oh, wow.
Right. Yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah.
And it's a good tour so far? Everything's going well?
It has been, yes. It's pretty full on, but it's been good. It's lovely.
excellent. All right. So we're going to talk to you a little bit about the Bouddi at Bells event that you're part of coming up in a few weeks. So we've been promoting this event. Can you tell us a little bit about what you know about it and your involvement in it this year?
Oh my goodness! Basically, it's a fundraiser. I've been asked amongst many people to do it, and basically, I've just read a little bit about it and said absolutely, I'd love to be a part of this. There's a lot of really diverse people involved here, actors and musicians and poets and everybody from Adam Spencer to John Bell and lots of really interesting folks, really diverse. So it should be a really kind of lovely afternoon.
It certainly sounds like it.
Yeah.
And I'm just turning you down a little bit there. So the fundraising aspect, it's for raising money for young artists, isn't it? So
Yes,
giving
absolutely.
giving young kids a bit of a start. And I believe John Bell he organised it, and he grew up in the country and didn't have a lot of opportunities out there. So he's trying to organise this to give young people a bit of an opportunity. So I guess from your point of view, when you started out for your career, because of course you came from Canada and the USA, how did you manage to get through that period when you were just starting out?
Oh, look, I just went busking. I had no intention of being, a professional musician or anything like that. I just went busking with some school friends because we love to play music and I love to sing.
Oh, wow.
Okay, right.
And honestly, it just kind of went from there. It's all I've ever done.
Okay.
So and everybody's so different. It's really different, these days as well. My hat comes off to all these kids doing those sort of reality music programs and stuff.
Yep.
It's a whole different genre. It's like it's like and I know that I personally wouldn't last. So, different world.
Excellent. So on the day, you'll be performing some numbers from your new album, The Welcome Fire.
Yeah.
And
my guitar player lives up there at Pretty Beach in Kilcare, and I know a lot of people up there, so I'm really excited about this afternoon.
It sounds fantastic. Now, you're obviously there to sing. Are you worried about some of the other celebrities, what they'll be doing, of the non-singing variety? Are you concerned that they'll be doing crazy things?
No, I think that's what makes them what they are, and that'll be just fine.
Do you know what some of the others? Do you know what some of the others are doing, like some of the non-singing celebrities?
Not particularly. I'd like to leave it a surprise for myself on the day.
So you'll be entertained as well.
Anything goes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So all right. So the album that you're touring with at the moment is called The Welcome Fire.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about this? Is a new direction for you? Is it? It's a little bit different than some other things you've done.
Yes, it is. This is the first album of fully originals that I've done in about 12 years. Not the first album that I've had out, but I just took some time off in the last 18 months and did some road trips and met up with some great songwriters and wrote a record that I'm pretty excited about. Found a distribution company that was excited about it, and it's a whole different thing for me these days. It's good.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And how do you think it compares with your earlier work?
I have no idea. I'm told that really, this is just fantastic. I love to hear this, but who knows? Apparently, it's my best yet.
Oh, hey.
Right. Okay.
Whatever that means. So that's good.
That sounds like something they say in those Demtor ads, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It just keeps getting better and better, hey?
People are saying there's a bit of and listening to a few tracks, there's a little hint of country sneaking in maybe this time. Is that something
really?
you've noticed? So people are saying?
Wasn't intentional. We
No,
just treated every song, according to what we thought it needed on the day.
Yeah, okay.
Now,
and I'm a lover of lots of acoustic instruments, and sometimes
Okay.
they can be, yeah.
it just sounds right.
They sound a bit that way, yeah.
Yeah. Now we are really excited to have you on the show tonight. And looking through your bio, we read a who's who of Australian and international music acts. Is there anyone you haven't worked with?
Oh God, yes. The rest of the planet.
Yeah.
Yes.
But is there someone who you really would like to work with?
It's a whole different thing for me these days.
Yeah.
I'm so sort of busy with my own thing. I'm no longer a backing singer. Nobody ever asked me anymore. And it's a whole different thing. There were lots of people that I would have loved to have sung with as a backing singer. And there still is. I love great voices, and there's nothing like the feeling when you click into, a really good voice. And,
but you've certainly been done backing singing and lead singing, I guess, as well, with a lot of big names. Was it the Little River Band originally with Glenn Shorrock that brought you out to Australia?
Yeah, Glenn. Yes, I used to live in Los Angeles in the canyon with a big house full of Australians. So they used to drag me along to lots of concerts, and I got to meet, just a very young Australian crawl and people like the River Band, etc. And Glenn Shorrock brought me down here. Yes.
And why did you decide to stay?
I left home to go busking when I was sort of 16, 17, and I ended up in Los Angeles for about 7 years, doing lots of backing vocals and sort of all of us living on the bones of our bottoms.
Yeah.
And my goodness, once I got here, it just felt so much more like home.
Okay.
I think the Australian-Canadian sense of humor and, I don't know, self-deprecating kind of thing is very similar.
A lot of people say that, don't they? The Canadians and Australians are similar. And something I noticed when I was over there and I was in the States and then we went into Canada, it did kind of feel like I was more at home in a way.
Yeah.
It felt more like home than the States did.
Absolutely. Well, there's just this little border between Canada and the States, and I grew up just, all of us just thought they were crazy. Just over the border, you watch out for those guys.
Yeah, and then for you, you've got the best point of view over there. They're the next door neighbours, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. All right, great.
And now, a few weeks ago, we had Rick Price on our show, and we wanted to find a way of getting to know him a bit better, and so we went to the most reliable source that we knew for finding out correct information, and that was Wikipedia on the internet.
Fantastic! I saw this great T-shirt the other day on this guy that said, "I love Wikipedia because you can make stuff up."
Exactly. Well, we found that out the hard way a few times on this show, but we came up, Geoff. We came up with an idea to get around it.
With Rick, we decided to play a little game show with him. We played the Rick Price is Right. To try and work out if all the information on Wikipedia was correct.
And it went a little something like this. Continue, please.
So now, what we thought we'd try and do with you is if we wouldn't mind, we'd like to play a little game show with you to try and see if some of the facts that are on Wikipedia are actually correct about you. Now, we tried to come up with a name for this. We thought it, the Wendy Matthews Minute or something like that. It didn't quite work. It didn't test well with the audiences. So if you don't mind, we'd like to play the Rick Price is Right, but with Wendy Matthews, if that's okay.
All right.
If you indulge us.
Come down.
So yes, come on down. You're our first contestant. So what we've got a series of questions here, which are all facts that we've come up with from Wikipedia. We just want to check with you and see if what they say is correct. So,
God, I hope I know the answer.
So now, here's the first question. Let's see how we go. So according to Wikipedia, how many ARIA awards have you won?
Oh God, I don't know. I think there's 7 holding up the cactus shelves in the garden.
7. Well, that's one more than Wikipedia. Wikipedia says 6, so we'll give you 7.
There you go.
Oh, that's one wrong for them. Yeah.
So, Moving on, second question. Wikipedia reports that when you first met the models for a recording session, they were busy playing a sport in the studio. What sport were they playing? Now, this is multiple choice. You have the option of A, table tennis, B, hockey, C, indoor cricket, or D, motor racing.
Oh, that's very funny. See, I wonder who would have rang up and said, okay, I know that they were playing cricket.
They were playing indoor cricket, correct.
Very good.
Yes, Wikipedia is coming up quite good here. Here's a little true or false one for you. True or false, the Little Benny Blues Band, which was the first band you played in, was named after the park that you used to hang out in.
Yeah.
Yes, the Little Benny Park.
Oh, okay.
Correct. Fantastic.
Ding.
I love that. So you used to hang out with your friends at this park. So your first band was named after the park.
And Danny, I think you've got a question there. What's that one?
I was going to ask something about that too. But when I was a kid, we used to hang out at this place called Deacon Park. But I can't think of. I don't know about having the Deacon Park singers.
Deacon Park Blues Band, not bad.
You could have been the Deacon Dudes or something like that. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You got something there. What's the question you've got there?
Only one, just a very quick one. Wikipedia states that during one period when you were singing with the models, James Valentine was sick and you had to play his saxophone. Is that right?
He what?
You had to play James Valentine's saxophone when he was sick one time. I'm guessing
I did?
I'm guessing
Wikipedia
that's not true.
Good Lord, I have never heard that. Read it or what the?
Well, that's definitely wrong.
Okay.
One more, Geoff, one more.
We'll move on to our final question for the Rick Price is Right. This is about the television show It Takes Two, which was a Channel 7 game show that I think you were involved with. Now, you appeared on it 3 times.
Yeah.
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to run through the 3 times, and you're going to tell us what week you got voted off with each of these people. So, in 2006, you appeared with Richard Champion, an AFL legend. What week were you voted off?
I wouldn't have any clue.
No, I did.
It was week number 6.
That's pretty good.
That was quite good.
It's only a 7-week series.
The damn eye of the tiger that got us voted off.
That's right. Okay, we'll try the next one in the opposite order. This was in 2007. You got voted off in week 4. Who was your co-host?
Oh, week 4. That would have been Russell.
Russell Gilbert. That's
Ah,
right. That's right. And I don't know, is Russell Gilbert much of a singer? Is he?
You know, he's not a bad singer. He's got sort of a great tone. He's perfectly on pitch, but he cannot count to 4 to save his life.
Oh, so timing is completely non-existent. So
completely.
Final question. In 2008, on It Takes Two, you were voted off in week number 2.
Off the island.
Off the island.
First off the island.
First off. Who was that with?
No.
Under those circumstances, thank goodness.
That was with John Mangos, Sky News Readers. Right. Well, thank you very much for indulging us and playing The Rick Price is Right.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm sure you've never quite had a radio interview quite like this before. But thank you so much for indulging us with that, and
all right.
And thanks for having a chat to us about your album and the Bouddi at Bells, of course.
Thank you.
Now before you go, I just wanted to play. I've got it here somewhere. I was going to play one of the songs from your new album.
Oh, yeah.
It's a song that's called Amelia. This is a song.
Good.
This is a song that caught my attention. I really quite like it actually.
Oh yeah.
But I read somewhere that it was a song that you wrote. You kind of wrote it for yourself. There was something in it that you wanted to tell to yourself, and I think you were working with Megan Washington at the time. She suggested.
I wrote with Megan Washington in Melbourne,
that you
and basically, I sort of arrived at the studio to meet her for the first time. And I was particularly shattered. Just too many hotels, too many, highways, too many days, too many sleepless nights. And so she said, look, just give yourself a name and talk to yourself and just say things that you want to hear. Yeah. So I kind of wrote the words to Amelia, just, it's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again for having a chat to us. It's been a real pleasure to have you on the show.
So thank you. And Bouddi at Bells is on Saturday, November 3.
November 3rd. So you can get along and see Wendy there. And of course, you're still touring around as well, aren't you? So various places around the country.
Yes, I am. WendyMatthews.com if anybody would like to see some dates.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All
thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Wendy.
Pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Have a great time for the rest of your tour. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
And so there you go. That was Wendy Matthews. And here's the song, the second song I think it is, from her new album, and it's simply called Amelia.